Shout out to my peoples. What up? Pringles, how you doing? DJ King Boyer, what's up? Thanks for popping up so early. I appreciate y'all's support. Love y'all's support. Love y'all individually. What's going on, y'all? Glad y'all here with me. Trying to get a couple things right. Give me a second. What's up inside the stream? DJ Mad Live Queen. What's up? Get ready to show my face in a second. I'm just behind the scenes trying to get stuff ready. I appreciate y'all. What a beautiful Saturday. I'm tired, y'all. My feet hurt. I've been outside doing the yard. Trying to set this stuff up real quick. In about 3 more minutes. Give me a couple seconds. Give me a couple seconds. She said, let's go. Oh, man. Pringles, she only doing good because she's driving me crazy. That's how that is. She's slaving me, got me out there doing the yard. It's crazy. Oh my God, I did the yard. Chris! Oh Lord, it's on and popping. Chris 11, welcome in. So good to see you. What's up? What's going on, y'all? Welcome in. It's another Saturday. It's another rendition. Another set for Brothers Unguarded. Trying to get these brothers out here to come in here so we can talk to them, you know what I mean? They don't want to come in here and talk to nobody. They don't want to share nothing. They just want to be scared. What's going on, y'all? Life is good. Life be life, and happy Thanksgiving. Happy after Thanksgiving. Happy, what is that, Black Friday. Hopefully y'all didn't spend too much money. If you did, man, I feel sorry for you. Don't be out there spending a whole bunch of money, for real. But listen, this is how we doing. We got part 2 going on. We're going to jump right into it because, listen, I didn't tell anybody. Okay, but last week, we did Understanding the Office of a Father, and I had about 25 questions that I wanted to go through, right? And look at this. I don't even have this thing up on the screen. I'm tripping. I can't even see y'all talking right now. This is messed up. It's not even over here. I can only see y'all talking right there. That's messed up. All right. So bear with me. I got to get my screen up because I can't see nothing. I'm trying to see. But let me fill y'all in. Chris, don't you start with me. Don't you start with me, Chris. Don't mess with me. Don't even start. But shoot, I was outside doing all that work. Oh, why? Thank you very much. My girlfriend got me this shirt. So you know, I had to put it on. No, so my girlfriend wouldn't get mad. She just bought this for me. I got on the pants too. My girlfriend bought me some pants. She bought me some clothes. So I'm just, you know, I know, right, Royal? Hey man, you gotta keep it fresh, homie. You gotta keep it good, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. But last week, I had 25 questions, okay, about, you know, being a father or becoming a father, you know what I mean? Trying to understand the office of a father. It's a lot going on out here, you know what I'm saying? Let me turn this down a little bit. Y'all let me know if my voice is not coming over top of the music right, and I'll turn the music down. But, you know, for years, you know, our generation, and when I say our generation, I mean, you know, Generation X, you know what I mean? Like, we had a lot of issues with absentee fathers. You know what I mean? Our father, I know my father was there, but we had a lot of absentee fathers when it came to our generation, not the generation before us. You know what I mean? Because I know most of us, our parents were there. You know what I mean? Our parents was there because we wasn't allowed to stay out after the street light was on. We had people inspecting our candy at Halloween. Okay, down a little bit. I will go down a little bit. All right, got you. I can take the music down, or I can take the volume up of the microphone. So let me know. I'm taking that up too, because I don't want to be shouting at y'all. Y'all know I like the sound of my voice. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. But yeah, you know, like, we had our parents, like, when we went out. Okay. All right, let's go down a little bit more on the music. But Halloween candy got inspected by your parents. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I need to remember these settings. Let me remember these settings. Okay. Uni gang. That's about. All right. Got that. All right. Yeah, I mean, we working out these perfections. Perfecto. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. But our parents were there. You know what I mean? And I can't say for everybody. You know I'm still gonna be yelling. You doggone right. I'm still gonna be yelling. You doggone right. But you know, our parents were there for the most part. And when it came to our generation, when we started making kids, man, we put out a lot of absentee fathers. You know what I mean? And I'm not, you know, like, I'm not saying that our generation, you know, did it on purpose, but we, you know, like, it was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, like, can y'all stop talking about it, bro? Y'all ain't right. Anyway, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to steer this ship. You know what I mean? Steer this ship another direction so that, you know, right now there's a lot going on as far as marriages and relationships and men talking about women and women talking about men. And there's this generation of females out there who really think, and I'm not picking on women. I'm not, okay? But there's a group of, like, I don't know, a group or a generation of women or a type. They really think that they deserve everything. Like, that they're not supposed to do anything, that they're just supposed to look pretty and provide men with sex. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, I mean, like, I understand, like, if you get a man, okay, and this is for my sisters, if you get a man that pays all the bills, you know what I'm saying? What a lot of sisters have come to learn, yeah, queen, like, seriously, like, it's crazy. Like, they got a name for them, but I really don't want to get into that. I don't want to steer down that way. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to steer this boat. Let me stay focused, okay? Let me stay focused towards what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? I just want to grow up a new generation of men that can, you know, do right by what they're supposed to do. You know, like, stepping into their responsibility, raising their kids, being a good man, being a good father. And, you know, like, you know what, I have to say this because this is on my mind. You know, when a woman, let me not put them all in the same boat, but a lot of women, when they're looking for what they call a good man, how come the qualification of a good father never comes up in discussions? You know what I'm saying? Like, I never hear them talk about, I want my man to be a good father. I want him to be good to my kids. You know what I mean? I want him to, you know, like, really enjoy, you know, him embracing his children and being there for his children. I never hear them talk about that quality. They never ask for that. It's the first thing is always money. And then it's the, you know, the second thing is sex. And then it's about looking pretty. All right, hold on. Let me put that up there. She said, because men don't show us they can be good fathers. You know what? We gonna go there. We gonna go there one day, but not today. We gonna go there, but not today. You know what I'm saying? Especially, she said, hold on, watch this. Look at this. She said, especially if they don't have kids. But see, that's the thing. Like, watch this. And watch this. I'm gonna just touch that. I'm gonna touch that for a quick second. Watch this. How can they show you that they're going to be good fathers and they don't have kids? That's the purpose of becoming a father, so that you can show that you will be a good father. You can't show that you're a good father if you don't have kids. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, how can a man show you that he's a good father if he doesn't have any kids? That's just not possible. You have to be in the situation to be able to do the situation or deal with the situation. And I'm just using those words per se. You know what I'm saying? Because you brought that up. Because, like, the same way that, you know, watch this. And Chris, I know, like, you be on it. Me and you ain't busted up in a while, so I'm gonna indulge you, okay? You said, okay, so how can we ask men to be great fathers then? Easily, because one of the main things that, you know, you don't know if a man got a good job. He could be lying when he say he make good money. You like women talk about like a man being good in bed. You don't know that if you ain't never been with him before. You see what I'm saying? So exactly right there. And watch this. Not only do you have to be an example, but you have to come from a good example. You know what I mean? If you want to know if a man has the potential of being a good father, go meet his father. You know what I'm saying? Go meet his parents. You know what I mean? And see if he come from good stock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying there's questions that you can ask. Man, y'all going in ham. Y'all going quick. Hold on. Good Lord. Good Lord. Man. Oh, that's true. I like that right there. Please put that up there. Yes. Girls versus women. Yes. Real women. Yes. You know what I mean? So, and Chris, let me highlight what you said. We won't know they come from good fathers until... No, what? Nah, no. You don't have to have a baby by a man to know if he's going to be a good father. Go meet his father. You know what I'm saying? Like, if his father's an a-hole, then you got a potential a-hole on your hands. Like, don't have his baby. No, that don't fly. Don't do that. No. No matter, hold on. Boy, Chris came in here loaded. No matter the relationship with their parents. But still, I mean, even, listen, there are men that became good fathers that didn't have good fathers. And you know the main reason why. Is because they didn't want to be like their father. You see what I'm saying? I have a weird situation with one of my boys. I didn't get a chance to raise him. We didn't raise him. You know what I mean? And in some of the conversations, he was saying, like, I didn't want to be like, like my dad, or I didn't want to be like you because I wasn't able to be there for him. Now, the reasons behind, that's a long story. You know what I mean? Granted that I wanted to be there, but like I said, that's a long story. But still, there are good men that can be good fathers that come from, so to speak, bad stock. You know what I mean? But y'all be jumping the gun. Y'all, like a lot of us, we jump the gun, men and women. A lot of men and a lot of women jump the gun. You know what I'm saying? We don't take our time and ask the right questions. You know what I mean? So let's do this. Let's get into it. I'm gonna highlight you. I'm gonna highlight because Chris coming in here like she ain't been in here in a long time. What's up, Brian? What's up, good brother? Welcome in to Brothers Unguarded. It's so good to see you, brother. Good to see you. So Chris said, exactly. So why meet his father who ain't on-ish? Just because his dad is bad doesn't mean that my guy will be bad. This is true. Basically, what it boils down to is this. You gotta start asking the right questions. You know what I mean? Instead of, and I can tell you this. Hey fam, right back at you, big homie. Right back at you. How's everything on your end, bro? How's everything on your end? You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to asking the right questions. And that's why we here right now. So last week, okay, I'm not going to ignore y'all. Y'all bust it up. Y'all have conversations. You know what I mean? Y'all try to answer some of them questions amongst yourselves, okay? And then if I can get back to them, I'll get back to them. But let me break this down. So last week, we was talking about understanding the office of a father, you know what I mean? Because we got brothers that's extremely distracted, okay? Brothers are out here all over the place. So one of the topics that I don't see anybody talking about is being a good father. And like I said, nobody's asking a brother, do you want to be a good father one day? Talking to new fathers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we had 25 questions last week. So right now, we getting into part 2. And I got a surprise for y'all, okay? I got a surprise for y'all. I didn't tell nobody. I didn't advertise it, okay? But I'm going to pull somebody up on screen that's going to help me talk about it and help me answer some of these questions, okay? Now, feel free, okay, ladies, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe you got a brother with you in the house, or uncle or something, you know what I mean? Go tell some of them brothers to pull up, you know what I'm saying? And come talk to us. You know what I mean? Because we're going to get into some of these questions. Last week, we could only answer 4 questions, okay? I could only ask and answer 4 questions. But like I said, I wanted my brother to come up on screen with me because this brother that I'm going to pull up, all right, I got to get him up on screen. So let me do that right now. Let me work my way on getting him up here. Okay. And let's get started with this. Bang, 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 bang. Right. So I'm gonna invite him into the conversation. Okay. And Chris, I mean, like, you was on fire too. You just lit the day. You couldn't wait for me to get back on this podcast. She was like, I'm gonna light you up. Like, man. Let's see. All right, here we go. I gotta copy this. Bang. Copy that. And I'm gonna send him this. Kev is in here with us right now. And I'm gonna send him this. Now, you know him. Okay? You know him as a DJ. And we, like, we're gonna share some of that. Okay? So let me see if he's ready, because I sent that to him. Okay. And we're gonna talk about it. And I'm gonna wait for him to come backstage. Okay. And pardon me for a second, okay? Because what I want to do is I gotta be able to see this conversation the whole way. Okay. So excuse me, I'll be right back. I see you, bro. Hey, man, you got to help me out, man. They on fire, bro. They on fire. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, let me get myself right. We're going to have some fun, man. We might have to take the time limit off of this. I don't know how much time you got. Oh, man. All right, I got the conversation up on screen. All right, let me get that right. Let me get back in here where they are, okay? Let me get back in here. All right, and we're going to do this. I'm not going to waste no time, okay? Now, let me give him a little intro. And when I say little intro, I mean little intro because, listen, I don't know much about this man, okay? And watch this. In the very little that I know about this man, I'm emotional right now. Seriously. Because when you meet good people, okay? When you meet good people, you just make that connection. You know what I'm saying? And like, of course, I met him through Twitch. We was on a raid train together, okay? And we just connected, you know what I mean? Like, every now and then we'll reach out, you know what I mean? If I see him post something, you know what I mean? I'm liking it. I post something, he's liking it. And you know what I mean? That's reaching out. That's supporting. You know what I mean? Like, you don't always have to talk to somebody, but every now and then, you know what I mean? I'll tag him and be like, yo, bro, you good? You know what I mean? So ever since we, was on the raid train, we just connected through, through that bond. You know what I mean? And he went through something and he had to step away. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to say nothing about it. I would like for him to share because it's the part of him that lets me know that I connected with iron. You know what I mean? Like, you see one of my flyers, it says iron sharpens iron. That is the word of God. You know what I'm saying? When you come together with some real men, you know what I'm saying? When you come together with some real men, you should be able to rub up against them and you should be able to sharpen each other every single time y'all coming together. That means y'all get better every time you come together. You know what I mean? But without a long drawn out thing, let me bring him up. You know what I mean? And I gotta make sure that he's gonna be able to, that we can be able to hear him. I might mess up, so let me see. But you know him as DJ Level Kev. You know what I mean? So I'm bringing him on screen. What's up, man?
What's happening, brother?
See, I thought that. Listen, now I got to figure out what did I do. Oh, man. Oh, what up? Shout out to Dawn Pinnock. Shout out to you. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you coming into the podcast. Bro, I gotta, man, I done did something wrong. All right. I done did it again. I done did it again. We can't hear you. You know what I mean? Can anybody hear him? Because I can't hear him. Let me know, y'all.
All right, let's see.
Let me know. Somebody let me know if you can hear him, because I can't hear him. You know what I mean? Okay, so they saying they can hear you, but I can't hear you. Okay. So everybody's saying, oh, man, True, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Thanks for pulling into the podcast. True Scripture. I see that. I like that name. That's a dope name.
My brother.
That is a dope name. So listen, y'all bear with me, because I got to do something, because I can't hear him, and this is driving me crazy. Hold on.
Yes, indeed.
Give me a mic check, Kev.
Yes, yes.
Give me a mic check, 1, 2.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Man, I got this thing going on.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing.
Hold on, give me a second. Yep. See, this is what happens when you're outside cutting the grass and you don't have enough time to come downstairs.
Get that check in. I know what it is.
This is bad. Hold on.
Crap, it's all good. Yes.
All right, let me see.
Yes.
See, that's
check.
Messed up.
Might have to. One button. Oh, that's crazy. That's usually true, though.
You go ahead and keep talking to them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out.
It's usually true. No doubt. Appreciate you. Love to the Echoholics. Mad Live family. True Scriptures.
This is why they don't label me as a professional yet.
Brother Kev. Coming through loud and clear. Thank you,
All right,
baby.
let me go inside here. See what's going on.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in, and thanks for having me. Once the brother gets that volume situation corrected, being more full conversation.
Oh Lord.
Let me see.
So it's supposed to be going into there.
All right, let's see.
Let me see. You there, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm still.
Yes, sir. Let's see what happens.
You know, one day I'm going to have to start doing checks beforehand. I have to start doing checks.
Indeed.
Beforehand.
Oh, it's just like a gig.
It'd be so much going on, man. It'd be so much going on.
It's just like a gig, I know.
Nah,
Saturdays are full.
I thought it was because my mic was muted. That's not it. Nah. I got your volume up.
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to remove you.
Y'all have an on screen.
The one thing that I do like right now The one thing that I do like that's the most beautiful thing right now is the hats that we have on.
Oh, you know what it is.
Love it. I totally love it. I
You know what it
totally
is.
love it.
Gotta represent home. Always represent
Oh
home.
man, this is crazy.
Always.
Ah man, come on. I gotta figure this out.
Thank you, DJ King Royal. Salute.
I normally figure this out so quick.
Appreciate the follow, Christian Levin. Thank you.
I normally figure this out real quick.
I got time. I got until Saturday Night Live.
Now that's where it's supposed to be.
Put the stream on the phone. Yep, I'm on my phone. I wonder.
Let me try this one more time. I might have to take the phone lines down.
Saturday is beautiful thus far. Doing the same. Trip back into town this morning early. Hung out with one of my homies doing a little home improvement.
Kev, give me a mic check.
Now back with the family. Mic check. Well, I'm still here, brother.
Still not getting nothing. Royals in lurk mode.
Lurk mode.
Check.
Yes, sir. Check.
See, that's
check.
me. I can see the volume coming through.
Yep. I have the on-screen indicators going for mic.
So
I'm
pretty sure it's not you, bro. I'm pretty sure it's me.
Okay. Yeah, if everybody else can hear, they can hear us both.
So you
indeed,
can't hear me,
Thank
Kev?
you, Pringles. I got you.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yep. Let me see. Video, audio.
Uh-oh.
No, that's me fooling around. Uh-oh. Let's see.
You can hear both of us? I can't hear. Y'all didn't see that. Y'all didn't see that on screen. Can't be doing that stuff on screen.
Front camera. And then
I'm telling you, man, like I know I changed something in these settings. And
it's all good, brother.
I can put that back.
Black love is indeed beautiful. Thank you, Queen.
Man, I'll finally get you here, bro. We
My
finally
queen.
get
Yes.
together and I got this.
Yep. You know it.
This is driving me nuts. I got your volume up. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so.
Yeah.
All I got to do is just,
No.
That's me. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I could just pop you, in and out of the screen.
Cool.
So, normally, I'm telling you, man, my brain is like, I'm having a brain fart. I'm having a brain fart. Because I'm going to the audio part, and it's there where it's supposed to be. No other input or output, you know what I mean, is there.
Yeah.
And my channel is not muted. I got you going through the main mixer. I got you coming out of the computer and going into the mixer.
Loop back, yeah.
The video is right. It's the audio that I'm dealing with.
Headphones. Never know.
looking real bad right now, Kev. I'm looking real
It's
bad.
all
We
good.
gotta figure
It's
this
all
out real
good.
quick.
It's all good, brother.
Nah, man, you don't scare me like that, bro. Don't scare me
Nah,
like that.
nah,
I thought I lost
my
you.
bad, my bad. No, no, I'm here. We are here, bro.
Yo, this is crazy. Like, oh, you know what it is?
There we go. Got it?
I'm tripping.
Uh-oh.
I'm straight tripping. Kev, watch this. I'm telling you, if this works, I'm going to be so mad. So
It's all
watch
good.
this. I'm going
Let's
to
do
be
it.
so mad. Watch this if this works. I'm going to
Let's
be
do
so
it.
mad.
Let's do it.
So
Let's
I
do it.
haven't played on stream as far as DJing music for a while, right? So I got the headphones plugged into the
Controller and not into the big mixer. Yeah, I got you.
Oh, snap.
Uh-oh.
Oh, snap. Say something, Kev.
Yes, sir.
Nope.
Yes, sir.
Still
Yes,
can't
sir.
hear you.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
So I know it wasn't that.
Nope. Oh, man. Thought we had it. You sure? Got the volume up on that mixer now?
All right, let me go back to the audio and
Yes,
see
yes.
if I change it. No, that. Yo, this is bad.
It's all good. We are learning together, indeed.
We learning together, Pringles. I feel
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's
definitely.
right.
No,
That's right.
Pringles. I usually have this set. You know what I mean? Like it was already set.
I'm gonna try to pop out and come back in.
Check, check. Yeah, see that's
Yes, yes. Yes,
that's
yes.
me coming through the microphone.
You can hear
I'm
yourself.
gonna try to link in again. All right, cool, no problem. I appreciate you, bro.
Cool. Indeed.
I'm sorry, y'all. Normally it's just like the click of a button. You know what I mean? Normally it's just the click of a button. I appreciate y'all patience for being here. Look, I'm glad you giggling because I ain't. Listen, usually I'll get frustrated. You know what I mean? Usually I'll get frustrated and I'll be like, yo, like what the heck is going on? But nah, like right now, it's just I was over here trying to keep the screen on the phone because the phone keeps blacking out and I'm trying to pull up the questions and like every 5 seconds the phone turns off and I got to put the code in to bring it back up. This is like one of the most jacked up podcasts I have ever done. He's not ready. Like he's not ready. Oh man. I know. Process of elimination is crazy. So I'm not sure if I have to send him the link again or not. But if I have to, on the iPhone, Chris, I'm like, all right, I'll do that in the conversation. Starlight, hey, what's up? How are you doing? What's good with you? Glad you pulling up. How's everything in your life? All right, Queen, I hear you. Go ahead. No, I didn't have to send it again. He's backstage now, so I didn't have to send it again. So he's there. Okay, I'm going to turn his volume up. I'm going to go up to 125 on his volume. Yes, I got an iPhone. My whole family, we switched a long time ago. All right, I'm going to bring him back up.
Yes, yes. Check, check.
And it's crazy because, like,
I'm gonna try from this other. Let me see. Everybody else can hear me, so it's not these.
We're gonna stop that, and we're gonna try to. Cause I remember when I had Beauty on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? the audio. Yeah,
Check,
that's
check.
fine. That's fine.
Check,
Y'all see
check.
young boy. He always coming through doing a cameo. He good for that. He could just come through and pop in like he be like, "Yo, what's up, y'all?" Then he
Definitely.
leave. Yeah. Then he just leave.
Cool.
Oh, don't tell them that, Queen. Don't tell them that. She's supposed to be supportive. Like, just follow my lead.
Yeah,
Oh
good.
man. So the sound,
Dark stage.
the sound from the computer, right? Which you're coming
Cool.
from, is supposed to. It comes out of there, and that's it. That's it. That's it.
Got
All
it?
right. So let me do this.
Let's see.
Let me do this. I got it. So the sound that comes out of the computer, I got to change that in the computer.
Cool.
Let me see something real quick. Kev, we're going to figure this out before we go to sleep.
Indeed. No, no.
Ah, man. All right.
So good.
Settings.
There you go.
All right. So
Permissions.
and it don't help that I got this new Mac Mini, right?
Oh,
You know what I mean? I got
everything
this
is
brand new Mac Mini.
permissions.
I really don't know this thing, but yo, man, this thing is powerful.
Very.
Powerful. I highly recommend one of these.
Yeah, that's
Play
awesome.
sound effect through external headphones. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
play through FX.
Yes, yes.
Kev?
Check. Test, test.
Nope.
Test. Check, check.
So I changed it to send it through my Pro FX.
That's
Let's see.
Yes,
It's not connected to that.
gotcha.
I got it connected to the external headphones, right?
What about now? What about now?
Which is like I take it out of there,
Check that loud.
with the quarter inch
Okay.
and send it over to the my Pro FX, which is my mixer. And I don't know, let me see.
Mm-hmm. That got super loud.
Oh. It can't come through the camo microphone, can it?
Mm-hmm.
Select the sound output device. No, it can't come through there, so it's got to be the external. And I'm sending it through that channel. This is bad.
What's going on
Kev.
over here? Yes, sir.
I can hear
I'm with you. You got me?
I got you.
My brother. Let's roll.
What in the world is going on?
I don't know, player.
But see, you know what? Now it's messed up because now, can you hear echo?
A little bit, but that's probably me. I'm gonna solve that. Because what I did was I jumped in on my computer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was probably me doubling up.
Okay.
Did it drop?
No, it's still me.
No something? Okay.
There was a way that I talked to. Dang, what's his name? Dang, that's messed up. I'm messing up people's names on streams. This is bad. I'm looking real bad right now.
It's all good, brother.
Oh snap! Oh man. What is this? All right, I gotta get that out the way. All right, so there was a DJ that I talked to. Let's just do that, and he told me that if you turn something on, like a noise, the noise cancellation or something,
canceling. Yes, sir.
and then it was something else that he told me. Mic check. No, I need to find out.
Yeah.
What it is he told me that makes that echo come through like that. Now.
Oh, that's up in settings, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And it's just gonna have to irk me for now. Because we've been dealing with this
For a minute,
for quite
yeah.
some time. Yeah, you know what I mean. So listen, I could deal with it. I could deal with it. So here we have it. God
There
damn
you go. The
it.
queen. So we
Shout
don't
out
care
to my
about an echo. That's it.
yeah.
First
We don't
question.
care about an echo.
We
I
don't
could deal
care
with an
about an
echo.
echo.
That ain't the last thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Indeed, indeed.
everybody can hear you. And as y'all know, Rosa, welcome back. Thank you for pulling up for the podcast. I appreciate you. Thank you. Please go get your husband or have him near you and have him listen and pull up. You know what I mean? So it's all good, but it is so good to see you. Thanks for being here. But let me get out the way. Listen, this guy right here, where's he at? Let me see. Let me see. No, he's right here. He's right there. He's
There
right
you
there.
go. Yep. There you
He's
go.
right there. Bro, it's good to see you, man.
Likewise,
It's good to
likewise,
see you,
brother.
man.
Yes,
Let me
indeed.
give a little bit more volume for you because I need that. So
Got you.
you can
Got
hear
you.
you.
Test,
I'm
test.
trying to, yeah, I'm trying to go up so I can hear you. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Um, of course, you know you got to give a little intro. Now,
For
the
sure.
one like before you do that, we didn't get a chance to talk. Okay,
Yep. Yep.
so I know from the times that we did touch base, you're an open book like me. You know what I mean? And if there's anything that you don't want to go down, just let me know. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Indeed.
Because I know for a fact that I've been wanting you to share your story. You know what I mean? I've been wanting you to share your story. So just give them a little bit of who you are, and then we'll try to, if you want to talk about that a little bit, because I believe that
100%.
that's going to help a lot of brothers. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
a lot of brothers need to hear that. I can relate to that. So you go ahead and let the people know who you are. Let them know, all the good
Sure
stuff, where
thing.
you
Sure
live,
thing.
and what you do.
100%. So DJ Level Kev, aka Kev Norman, a plus 50-year-old black male, married black male. My queen is in the stream. Thank you for being here, Dawn Pinnock, my beautiful wife of 10 plus years. Um,
Yes,
she's
sir.
probably up there with my youngest daughter. So as Mad Live said, we met from the streams. I DJ Young, started in the 80s, had a 20-year layoff, got back in right around pandemic,
Yep.
2019, Twitch times, um, you know, and met you, Quick Star, and a bunch of other brothers from
Yes,
from
sir.
those live streams. Like I missed the
Yes,
whole
sir.
technology era, so that was like fascinating to me. It was super fun. It was not a bunch of people with, play Bad Bunny phones up in my face and all that madness. So, you know what I mean? And it's
Right.
super. One of the beautiful things about this platform, I found immediately that it's super welcoming
Yes.
and super supportive, like positive vibes, totally. So at the time, I was still in property management. I worked for city government for 25 plus years. I was at a nonprofit when I started streaming in affordable housing, in service my whole life, basically. Um, I've been coming through a, stretch of difficulty. I'm born and raised in the Bronx. Can't not
Shout out
represent
to the
that.
BK.
And shout out. You know what I mean? And I'm still we're still here in the
Yes,
Bronx.
sir. Yes, sir.
You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? When I met my wife, and we got serious and got consolidated. We lived in Brooklyn where she was at for close to 10 years together, and then moved um, back north to the Bronx
Mm-hmm.
for a little bit different surrounding. Not better, just different. Suitable to our taste. And
Yes, sir.
life, as I tell people all the time, life is gonna life, and that started to occur for us pretty rapidly. As we got here, just always kind of been all of us in my circle of caretakers for each other, for our family, for our brothers, sisters, blood and otherwise. And then started just kind of dealing with some things in the family. I lost my brother in 2020, July, 10 years older than me. I'm the youngest of four. So my
Okay.
brother was the next. He was 10 years older than me, lost him in July, suddenly, tragically, up in Buffalo, sprinted up there to take care of some business.
Yes, sir.
One of my older sisters um, started to become seriously affected by dementia down in Jacksonville. So my wife, my daughters, and I, we on the plane on the road down in Jacksonville doing what we do, cleaning up, keeping things in check, getting her into the medical situation that she needed, long-term care and everything else. Turned 50 in 2022. My wife threw me a fascinating, indeed. My wife threw me a fascinating bash here at the crib. Father of four daughters. My oldest daughter, Shapri's 35, November 12th, and we'll get to that a little bit more. And so after, thought things were stabilizing in 2022, my daughter did not make it. My oldest daughter did not make it to to my birthday party. Year over year, her and the grands would come here, Christmas, holiday, spend a week with us and hang out. Her three children, my three grandchildren, gotta shout them out. My classic man, Romeo, granddaughter Lyric, and granddaughters Lyric and Kyra. And then suddenly, my eldest daughter had become overwhelmed, unbeknownst to us, with stress, just life. She's a single mom, kind of dealing with, I guess, day to day, the veracity. Life can really kind of throw you some serious punches and kicks. And, especially for women, and my wife sometimes, I wouldn't say teases me, but, just kind of points out, I'm particularly sensitive to, women's vulnerabilities and equality for women. I grew up with my parents, in the house all the time, but it wasn't the best of circumstances and situations. So while I saw my dad all day, every day, I saw a lot of, difficulty, man. World War II vet, a lot of abuse, a lot of substance abuse, and a lack of supervision for me. My wife jokes at me. I told her when my wife asked me about love, and she asked me this early, and I was like, yeah, I learned about love from my man Isaac from the Love Boat. You know what I mean? I have nobody in the house teaching me that. That's still our running joke till this day. But just forever been sensitive to that. And then God, and his tremendous sense of humor gave me four daughters, right? So,
sense of humor, right there.
Yeah, you know what it is, man.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You know what it is, and so as life will have it. Last year, right around this time, Thanksgiving Eve last year, I was on the phone with my eldest daughter, Shaprice. She was particularly super stressed out, and I was just trying to convince her and compel her, just get on the road, pack the kids up, come home. Get here early this year, forget Christmas, come for Thanksgiving. We'll do what we do. If you got to relocate or what have you, we'll do that. Right. She started on that journey, but she didn't make it. They made it to Pennsylvania. She was coming from Columbus, Ohio. They made it to Pocono Mountain, Pennsylvania, where her and the kids got separated. My eldest granddaughter called us. We sprinted to PA. And me and the wife and my youngest, who were here in the house together, I'm saying the whole time, man, I'm gonna put my foot in that girl's behind, man. Like, right. What's going on, because of how strong I knew she was, or believed she was, and had seen her operate as. And it wasn't like she didn't really keep things from me. And when she needed assistance in life, like we all do at times, she, right. She mostly spoke up and asked for it. But our fate would be a little bit different this time. She in an incident of an act of self-harm, man. She we found out that Friday. We came home Thanksgiving because we have a family tradition. We go out to those parts anyway. God's grace is incredible. So where the kids were in Pocono Mountain is where we were just this weekend, out in Pennsylvania, where we go every year. That's our family tradition for Thanksgiving. We go for Thanksgiving and host for Christmas. So they got there, got the kids. We got to them, spent the night, came home Thanksgiving night. Friday, got a call from state police, Pocono Mountain State Police, that my daughter had, passed in a act of self-harm, by gunshot. So that was just, in a lot of ways, very sobering, but as you could imagine, extremely difficult. And so what immediately happens is, my wife and I, and again, like none of what we were able to accomplish for ourselves, for those children, is possible, in my opinion, without my wife. From the day and the moment that I laid eyes on her, I've been, sizing her up as a way, man, how can I help myself to a little bit of improvement here, as a stabilizing force. And I think she would say that equitably, we've done the same for each other in many different ways, over the course of our 15 years together in relationship.
Right.
But just kind of managing the grief and all of those things, we didn't really have time to do that. We had to do what we had to do for the children, stabilize the children,
Yes.
and work through a lot of different things, combination of courts, friends, colleagues, counterparts, all of the different systems as you could imagine. Had to get the children squared away in the school, get their medical needs tended to, had to do a lot of therapy and counseling, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And there were many days like my wife and I looking at each other like, are we strong enough for this?
Mm-hmm.
Our relationship, we felt like was going to be tested by these circumstances, because obviously I, got a 13-year-old that was turning 14 at the time in the household with us, who is, been raised and being raised like a only child almost, because of the age difference between her and her siblings, similar to me, right? My other two daughters are 20. Let me get this right now. Hold on.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, they'll be 23 and 24 next month
Right.
in December. So a little bit of an age difference, and everybody's wants and needs and desires just kind of got a lot of volts of electricity sent through them last year this time.
Yes, sir.
But what we did was the same thing that we've always done for many, many people, and what's been in our hearts to do is just, we focused on how we could fortify things as opposed to worrying about how things would, we did some worry. We did some checking and
Of
counseling and
course. Yeah.
questioning.
Mm-hmm.
But our I think impulsively and instinctively and naturally, we are fortifiers of
Yes, sir.
people, of households, of friends, of systems. We both have had really high level and complicated jobs in our fields, and leadership roles, and the same holds true. And I think when we look back and reflect, a year later, it's no mistake, man. God makes no mistakes. What he puts in you and what he puts you through is for good, very good reason, whether you know and understand it. That those are the facts, you know.
Yes, sir.
So ultimately, that is in a quick nutshell, from humble beginnings all the way to where we are current day, who I am, because I know that was the first question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I'm glad that you was able to walk through all that, and then like bring it step by step, and then bring
For sure.
everybody in, because I'm telling you, like the people that support me, you know what I mean, like
Hmm.
my the people that really support me, they're in here, and some of them, you know what I'm saying. So I know for a
Indeed.
fact that like I wanted them to know your story, and I want them to know that this was not planned. Like, it's
Oh
funny
no.
because it was a year ago, almost to the day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we've been talking. Me and Kev been talking. Like, we'll be like, "Yo, I want to get you on a podcast." Ever since I've been doing it, and like I told him I wanted him to share his story, and I wanted you to know, because we don't get to talk on the phone too much, that
Hmm.
you fit the bill. You fit the bill of a good brother, a good man, a good father. You know what I'm saying? And so forth. You're like what I'm talking about right now, understanding the office of a father. You understand the office. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You are in it right now. You occupy that office in the fullness of how God bless you, and
Hmm.
how he holds you, and how he carries you. You know what I mean? And I needed you to know that, because like I know, like this thing for me, like the whole brothers unguarded thing. I try to get brothers like you to come in here so that we can branch out. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there's stories like yours. Like, I mean, like, dude, like what you lost, nobody wants to go through that, Kev. You know what I mean? And we all know that nobody wants to go through that. We
Oh
don't
yeah.
wish that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? And when you first told me, bruh, woof,
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
I remember your reaction. I know.
you know what I'm saying? So
I
I was
remember your
like,
reaction.
Dude, like to share with you real quick, my own father, when my mom passed away when I was 7 going on 8 in
Mm,
1979, right?
mm.
I had two brothers and a sister that were by another woman that my father had, but we saw them and she shortly passed away right after my mom, and they had to come live with me, and my pop had to do it on his own. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? So
Mm-hmm.
I could, kind of relate. You know what I mean? Like, cause I seen my pop
Indeed.
go through that. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, like with him losing, you know, two women of two sets of kids, and then
Yeah.
you got to do that on your own,
Yeah.
So and the struggles that come with it. So I know, like, and listen, I'm not gonna sell nothing short. He a
Yeah.
dope DJ. Don't get it twisted.
Nah, thank
Oh,
you,
he
brother.
can hold it down now. Like, so with all that being said, um, I know one thing that I want to ask you before we get into some of the
Indeed.
questions that I
Sure.
have as in, like occupying understanding the office of a father is um how are you dealing, like how like are you okay with everything now, the way the operations are, and how you have to
Sure.
govern everything. You see what I'm saying? How you
Yep.
have to, and I know you have help. No slight to the wife.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No, no
But I'm just
question.
talking from the man side. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I know like there's some things we don't hold secrets from our wives, but it's just some things that we deal at as men that we just, I don't know. It's kind of like we just don't. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So how are you dealing with that?
Yeah. So my wife is a great detective, man, and like most are, and she certainly, I think, for me, it this whole ordeal, like especially because I gave you a whole run, right? Like the
Right.
last several years,
Mm-hmm.
all the way back to when my mom passed. I was 21 when my mom passed, and I was, my mom was pretty coy. She was slick. She made me kind of like her administrator, above my elder siblings at the time.
Right. Right.
So again, preparation without understanding why. But certainly this was a shock to the system that was totally different than watching people, become ancestors in a more natural order. And so
Right.
internally, definitely like I think, well, I don't think these things. I know these things because
Yes,
I'm
sir.
contemplating them with myself often. I know that early on I had a lot of different questions of myself about the ways in which, for everything that people can point out that I have done, did do, the things that they saw me share and do, not just with my own children, but with other children, um, and people that, I mean, have known me for years, and some people that have just met me, by chance, and have all felt the same kind of warmth and given the same kind of warmth. Undoubtedly, these are the things that make you question, what you're made of
Mm-hmm.
and what
Yeah.
you've passed on and instilled.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
my wife is incredible about making sure that I'm aware that and reassured that, these just are not things that we cannot
Right.
predict,
Mm-hmm.
understand, and certainly, blame ourselves for. But I would be lying if I said that I didn't go through a lot of that,
Right.
especially early on, especially early on.
Right.
But I think one of the most sobering things was, the children, for a full 8 months from the time that this happened last year up until the end of the school year, last year's school year, they were here with us full time.
Okay.
And we were working with, full disclosure, with them through courts, through a lot of different people to make sure that they were situated and that they had services and everything that they
Right.
needed. And something else that I'll say profoundly, in my mind, I was pretty intent, on not holding on to what may or may not have transpired in my daughter's relationships with the children's
Mm-hmm.
dads. Because I feel like if I were to do that, then, nothing productive could really come for those children full circle.
Right.
So what was important was to make sure that, regardless of what anyone would say, that decisions that were made in our household between my wife and I, as it
Right.
pertained to the children, they first bounce back and forth between us as far as things that would keep us, sane, that we could feel good about,
Right.
and on every level. And I think my wife knew that when she was asking me questions or asking me to share things with her or be more transparent, and anything from getting them to school and pickups and drop-offs, she was probably making sure that I weren't doing things that would cause me to question, like if I was,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean, overcompensating or undercompensating or being out of balance.
Right.
And so I think that is it's important, man, but it's a blessing. And chiefly the children are safe. We gave
Mm-hmm.
them everything that we have and know how to give. Most importantly, love. And they'll be back here in a couple of weeks. Christmas is
Okay.
coming. We got things worked out. They're gonna be back here hanging out with us for the holidays and eating up and cutting
Okay.
up and doing everything else that they did here. But you know,
That's what's up.
I told some of my friends, man, you get 9 months to plan for a child, and when something like this happens, we got 3 with no warning. Full time, full time.
Yes, sir.
I mean, everything changed for all of us, and so many different things broke, that seemed like they were broken, but because of those things, it afforded us opportunity and time and space to maneuver and position all of the children well, including our youngest daughter. So
I got a question for you, bro.
yeah,
Um, Going through this, this one thing that we would not want anybody to go through, male or female.
yeah,
What would you tell a brother? What would be the first piece of advice
oh
that you
yeah.
would give to a brother that would go through something that you've been through, like this?
Ah, so if that brother has daughters, um, because I think whether you have there's elements of what I would say that are the same exact thing to a man with daughters versus a man with sons only, and if you have
Yes,
both,
sir.
God bless
Right.
you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the first thing that you do is you got to fortify them with belief
Right.
that they are as strong as they can be and will be if they're ever called to be. That they have what it takes to do that. More importantly, and one of the things that I've told a ton of people today, I can tell you verbatim, is like as much as I love music and I had to warm up on Beyonce. She wasn't my favorite early on in her
Right.
career, but I had to warm up on her. I
Okay.
really respect and love the sister now. Like those independent woman mantras and
Yeah. Yeah.
songs and just this sentiment out there. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I seen my mom endure a lot of abuse, and it was me that stood up.
Right.
When it was time
Right.
to stand up. So I'm not interested in that for any woman. Women should know how to take care of and handle. And first and foremost, they shouldn't have to do those things. They shouldn't have to be in a
Right.
position to do that. But
Right.
the same things happen strategically in boardrooms and in employment situations, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't have to be
Right.
physical abuse. It could just be them pushed to the side. One of the things that I tell my friends and what I've told a bunch of people that I've talked to about this topic is be as independent as you want to be. Don't be above asking for help. Don't be above
Yep.
knowing and understanding that there are these different points of vulnerability that we all have as humans. We're all flawed,
Right.
and we all have these places of vulnerability and pride.
There you
What we used to
go.
say, where right. What,
There
what
you
what I used to
go.
say, what I used to hear all the time where I grew up. Pride gets people killed in the streets every day, right? Growing up in the South Bronx, that was visibly true, especially through the 80s and the 90s. But it doesn't have to be the case in situations like these. My daughter was
Right.
definitely dealing with a situation where the pressure had begun to overwhelm her, and
Mm-hmm.
brain chemistry, when it takes over, because mental illness is no different than a stomach illness.
Right.
or
Right.
diabetic illness or cancer, God forbid, illness, right? It means that something is wrong and things are not functioning
Something's wrong.
properly, right? Like that whole crazy mantra is a joke, and a way to marginalize people if they're not strong enough to, understand that differently and rise above it. If they don't have that capability on the spot. And so I think, these are one of those times where, yeah, obviously, I mean, I wish that my daughter would have come to me this time sooner than she did, sooner than she agreed to get on the road and start coming to us at the house,
Right.
for us to help her. Because by the time that happened, as I replay things and we talk about it and think back, she obviously was, it was becoming more and more challenging. She wasn't the
Mm-hmm.
person that we knew and loved by the time she was more than halfway along that road trip. But it's just difficult to gauge that, when you can't see,
Mm-hmm.
right, the
Mm-hmm.
person.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important. It's incredibly important for fathers to know this, and mothers, wives, friends, grands, aunts, nieces, uncles, wherever you are in the food chain in your family and with your the family that you're born into and the family that you choose, is to continue to support people and help them understand that support means they don't have to do any of this alone, truly, especially the
Mm-hmm.
most difficult aspects of it.
Right. Hey, man, I'm telling you right now, you're talking right along the lines of my life. My wife, she had made a comment on it. We gotta, like this is not about me, but I'm just as transparent. And we have a daughter that is going through. She's got
Hmm.
4 kids. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
when she was here in Kentucky, where I'm at right now in Louisville, the last conversation she said, that we had, she was like, she hate the family, she hate
Yeah.
me, this, that, and other, third, but like, and I had to let her go. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because it comes to a point where, okay, hey, Rock, I see you, man. It comes to a point where I know as a father and having daughters and sons that
Hmm.
it's crazy, man. I seen the points where they went out. And you
Yeah.
know where I'm going because we all get to a point where we want to establish our individuality. You know what I'm saying? And I seen when they did it,
Yep.
and it was at this frustrating point that I was like, okay, I see she's going through it, but she's trying to step out and say that, like she's there, but she's just lost. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I was like, yo, the way that you're doing it is wrong, but I still gotta let you go so that you can learn that you
Gotta
actually
learn.
can do it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, so I mean, but it's scary though, and that's what my wife is talking about. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
sometimes, like I know for me, I can seem like I'm a little rough edge with it because I'm like, okay, you want your own dependence? Here, go on. Go on. Now I'm gonna show you what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go ahead and
Yep.
take that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, like Pringle said, let them fly. Sometimes you just gotta let
Gotta
them
let them
fly. And
fly.
some, like my
Gotcha.
kids, a few of them did it wrong. You know what I mean? And so to speak, not the conventional way when they sought their independence. They didn't do it the way that you would want them to do it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But the daughter that I'm talking about, she went through the same mental illness and she
Yeah.
she expressed that, you know what I mean, but
Yep.
she keeps pushing through and she keeps pushing through and she's fighting, bro.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it like it's amazing because I know, and I've shared with people on my podcast. I've been there, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where I like I'm transparent to the point I told people, you know what I mean, I thought about eating my own gun before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been down that alley. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's not, it's not a good place. It is
No,
not,
no question. No question, man. Life is
you know.
life is hard, man. I mean, there's days, right, where I tell you, you just wonder. You just
Yeah,
wonder, like, man, is
yeah.
this? Am I needed here? Right, like those kinds of questions start
Yep,
showing up. Am
yep,
I needed here? Am I a
yep.
detriment? Am
Right,
I taking away more than I'm adding to life for myself and for
right,
others?
right,
I've brought children into this world, responsibilities. Like, and you don't always see all of your might.
right,
You don't see a way for you to lift all of that up.
right,
Because
right,
as men, that's the thing. Like whether you had that teaching, right, from a strong father in a household, or you
Right.
saw this glamorized and glorified, way of believing, like, oh, as a man, you got to be this, you got to be that. There are
Right.
a lot of
Right.
things that men
Mm-hmm.
should be, need to be, but I don't know that that's conventional anymore. As a
Right.
as conventional as it was as when we were growing up, and the images, and things that we were, pulling from in that
Right.
time. And I think for the most part, I think it's great. Change is evermore, everlasting, and
Mm-hmm.
always will be. And as things evolve, back to partnership, true partnership,
True
because the
partnership.
independence,
Mm-hmm.
responsibility, yeah, you can be independently responsible for the best of your potential being realized,
Mm.
right? In certain ways and in certain aspects. Your contributions. The way that I look at it is when my contributions to the world are maximized, it's because, yep, I want to. I certainly want to be the best servant that I can be,
Right.
right, to God. But I also, I took vows, and the union, that I'm in with my wife. Like I get joy out of knowing she's
Mm.
good, and that my family is good, and that they're secure, and that if I can't give them any 10 things that I might want to give them, they know that they can get from me what they need.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so partnership in that
Mm-hmm.
way is real important. Because we're not here alone, man. We're not here
No.
alone. It does
Nah,
seem
man.
like that, and so that independence thing is tough.
It gets like, I know, like it gets to a point where it gets real weighty. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the weight, it seems like it's so heavy. You know what I mean? Like I know me, this is my outlet. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
started off like saying like this is my it's still my sanctuary. This is my place of peace. You know what I
yep,
mean? Like this is where
yep.
I come and I'm like, but I always fall back to music, and it's funny because I got a
Oh
good
man,
question for you, and it
yes,
falls right in line with that because it happened to me, and I'm glad I get to ask you this question. When it gets weighty like that as a man, right? Like I told you, me with with the whole suicidal thought, and
yep.
my daughter dealing with that, your daughter, and what took place there. Um, when you can't get to that place, you know what I mean? When you feel as though that place is not enough, and I'm talking about like as men we have
Yeah.
an outlet somewhere where we can go.
Hmm.
Have you ever been to that point where your safe place, your quiet place was disturbed or it wasn't enough? What did you do?
Man, in the past, I would run, right?
Mm.
I could tell you,
Damn, you
I'm
sound like me,
divorced.
Kev.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the playbook is the same. We all we
Yeah.
playing the game from the same playbook, man. As black men,
Man.
man, it's again, some of the images and some of the things, whether they are on the intellectual side or the more organic ad hoc side of life, what we come from, are real lived experiences, man.
Right.
So in the past, I would run, and I've decided, man, like that I have to stay 10 toes down and grounded.
Yes, sir.
Like life is not going anywhere.
No. No.
Time is though, so
Yeah, time is ever
so
moving.
yeah, it's never going to stop. And what
Right.
I've always been a glass half full person, even through all the tragedy and difficulty that I endured as a child and young adult, and even through this time, still, I try to share and help other people, elevate themselves. It's just in my DNA to do it. What I would tell you, yep, it's been disturbed. Music definitely is that place.
Mm.
But when I say in the past I would run, when I stopped running, and again, this is an ode to my wife, to the partner that I
Mm-hmm.
that she
Give
is
it
to
to
me,
that.
the friend that she is to me. Um, she is also the gatekeeper on my safety, man, and my safe
I feel
space.
that, sir. I
You
feel
know what I
that.
mean? So
That's what's up.
like she'll tell people all the time. They see me playing music, they see me streaming and carrying on and cutting up, and they're like, "Man, I don't ever see Kev like that." She's like, "Yeah, don't." He's truly happy there. So that's just one of those things. And
Yeah.
yeah, man. But For sure. I think in the past I would run, and now I just kind of look at it. And this phrase I used to hear my pop say, "This too shall pass."
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Like
Yes, sir.
is it's true, man. It's true because time is not Father Time and Mother Nature undefeated. So no matter how difficult any day or circumstance is, there's a way through it if you are willing to not run and try to
Mm-hmm.
avoid.
Yeah.
You got to just confront. You got to confront,
Yep.
strategically sometimes you got to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
guarded with your tongue and not react.
Yeah.
Because I had to learn
Talk,
that.
boy.
Had to learn that. In and outside the house, had to
Lord.
learn that.
Lord.
But yeah,
Mm.
the truth is, man, you got to stand and fight, and summon all your powers, man, that you've been given to kind of
Yeah.
just confront and think through these situations, man, and
Yeah.
understand that it will pass.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Like, listen. I'm not about numbers, but I wish it was a whole gang of brothers in here. And
Yeah,
listen, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna stop doing this. You know what I mean?
nah,
Because what you're talking about now, like, dude, it's like you and I. It's like we're connected, like to the head. Like, what the heck? It's like I'm looking at myself, listening to myself. I'm like, this is crazy. Like you said,
hmm.
same playbook, man. Like
That's
those
right.
days where my safe place wasn't there, or if it wasn't secure, I would run.
You run.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, but like it's crazy because through the pandemic, I got what I have. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? He provided for me. You know what I mean? I told
Amen.
like before, for me, it was playing video games. It was PlayStation, and I
Yep.
told myself I didn't want to be 50 years old playing games.
Playing
You know what I'm saying?
PlayStation.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want that to be me, bro. It's just
Hundred
me.
percent, hundred
It's
percent.
just
Mine is
me,
sitting in
man.
the
I was like,
cabinet, man. I just made that comment to a brother earlier, man, and I said, man, they still selling PlayStations, man. My
I know.
PlayStation been sitting in that entertainment center for 4 years collecting dust. I haven't touched that thing, man.
I ain't even, listen. My son be asking me about it. He be like, "Dad, how come you don't like, son? I don't like." Even when he tries to get me to play games with him, I just don't feel it,
It's
man. I'm
just the
like,
feeling is not there. Yeah.
it's not a part of me anymore. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
completely let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
listen, man. I don't want to keep you long. I got to get to some of these questions. You know
So
what I mean?
let's do it.
We're gonna
Indeed.
generalize. We're gonna
Let's do
get
it.
to some of these general questions. You know what I
Let's
mean?
do it.
But
Yeah. Indeed.
bro, like. Man,
Nah,
I
appreciate you
can't
having
thank
me
you
on, man.
enough, man. Your story and what you've been through. I got to stop saying that. What you've been through, man. Like you are a testament. You are, I know the words that I'm selecting. You are a statue that brothers can look at and be like, hey, if he did it, you know what I mean? It's like that Philly
Yeah.
thing, like Rocky at the top of the arc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he can make it, I can make it. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
was like,
sir.
that's crazy
Indeed.
because like I
Indeed.
never like I'm gonna be honest with you, Kev. Um, I thank God. I think let me honestly say this. I thank God for you because I know there's been times where, like me and my wife, we have 4 boys and 4 girls.
Mm,
I can't
God
imagine,
bless you.
Kev. I can't
Yeah.
imagine. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and listen, I ain't bring you here to get you to tear up, and I ain't trying to tear up
No,
with you.
that's all right, brother.
But I'm just
That's
saying, man, like
yeah.
it's just one of them things like you just and to see you in the like to see your face in the way your face is, bruh. And I know your wife had a lot to do with that.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Blessings to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like for real,
Indeed.
for doing that together. And like I can see it on you, man. I can see that you're
Yeah.
okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
And I know he got you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Indeed.
This
Indeed.
phone keep
Amen.
clicking off on me, man. Let me see. Let me pause that. This thing keep clicking off on me. All right, so let's get to one of these questions. Matter of fact, does anybody in here right now have a question for the brother? If you got a question for him, just put it on there. We'll light it up. You know what I mean? We'll do like this right here from Doomsday. You know what I mean? If
My
you got a
brother
question, shout
Dooms.
out to him. Yeah, he was on the raid with us too. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's my brother
yes.
right there. You know what I mean? My other brother up in here. Oh man, you got to get to. I don't know if you know him already. DJ King Royal, good brother,
Mm,
man, good brother. You know what I
cool.
mean? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
I know your wife. She put a statement in here about checking on the strong ones. You know what I mean? That was
Indeed.
something that was going around. You know what I mean? Like, when you feel like you're a strong person and you going through and you don't have nobody checking on you, it's like, yo, like what the heck? Um,
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Go ahead, go
I,
ahead.
so here's what I'll tell you. I had this conversation with my 22-year-old daughter last week, coming into the holidays. Dropped off my youngest to school, spun around. My work commitments right now are I have some flexibility, so I grabbed her up to go with me to a store. And as we were talking about the holiday time and Thanksgiving, I said, look, Thanksgiving will never be the same fully because of what we
Right.
will forever live through, from this
Mm-hmm.
point forward. And I said it's going to be even more difficult because a lot of people in our community, family, friends, etc., they're still hurting for us.
Right.
And hence, what happens is, and I hope this can be rebroadcasted loud and clear to many people that are struggling and hurting and don't know how to kind of help people that are dealing with, their potential grief in a situation like this. They
Mm-hmm.
retreat because they don't know if you're okay, and they couldn't imagine going through what they see you going through.
Mm.
And they've been a party to everything that my wife and I have done, with for them, and that they see us put into the world with our children, with other people's children, with full grown adults, with professionals, with any and everyone that we can. And
Right.
every station that we get called to, as much as we might look at each other and be like, man, where are we going today, and why are we doing that? Ain't they older than us? Don't they understand? but we still there,
Right.
right? We still there to do it. Those people, many of them, they just pull back, and they don't know. They don't even know what to say or how to say. And so what I would
Right.
say to people is, um, be present and
Mm.
be as
Okay.
normal as you can,
Yes,
and
sir.
allow us and folks like us, and understand this for anyone in this room right now that might be going through something, because whether it happened yesterday or last year or 10 years ago, people could still be feeling what they're feeling about their loss. um, be who you're going to be, you know and be who you most naturally are in every one of those moments. And the people that are truest to you will understand. If a day that there's some volatility involved with that, they
Right.
love you, they'll understand. But people should understand not to retreat, because when they retreat, it kind of, it starts to feel like, oh man, where are people? And my wife and I asked each other that, for a minute. And then of course it just, clicked, like, yeah, these people don't know. They don't know how to be.
Right.
We're the strong ones, right? That check on the strong ones.
There you go.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
things keep coming our way, and when they see you, like Neo in the Matrix, man, and Chastity just handling it all the time,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, no, don't worry, they're gonna just fly
Yeah.
over the
They'll be all
building and
right.
save the
They'll be all
day.
right.
They'll be all right, and then when
Mm-hmm.
something this enormous
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
they're shocked just the same. And life goes on. As I said, time is not waiting. So their careers are still happening. Their children are still growing. Their responsibilities and obligations are still happening. Like, my wife, she teased me. She was like, yo, you okay with being uninvited, man, to like the poker games and all that? I'm like, yeah, I'm real good. I'm real comfortable at home, so that's not a problem. you know, I don't have an issue with that. I love being here with
Right.
you. That's
Right.
good.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean? So that ain't the issue. I just don't want them to have to feel like they need to be different. That folks just need to be who they're gonna be and be present.
Right.
Because that ultimately is the signal for us, that helps your brain kind of get back to a more normal rhythm and cadence. You know,
Gotcha.
and so many people don't understand that, because it's like, yo, I don't know what to say. I've heard that so many times, Kev. I don't even know what to say. Don't say anything. If I bring it up, we'll bring it up. You don't have to say anything, man. Other than
Okay.
what you normally would say, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
and if I bring it up, then like, let's kick it. And if you're uncomfortable,
Right.
like, then I'll respect that, or vice versa. But it's really hard for people to understand that those things can, feel like, to a person that's been impacted, they can feel more damaging than they are supportive, because
Right.
people will quickly say, no, I need to give them space. And yep, but we'll take the space that we need. because we
Okay.
are the
Yeah.
strong ones will
Yeah.
always take the space that they
Yeah.
need when it's time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Powerful, bro. I appreciate you. Um,
same there.
man, just I wish you wasn't so far away, man. We be kicking it with y'all all the time.
Oh yeah, well, no,
Man,
technology, brother, technology. You know,
man, we would be
technology is a
kicking it
beautiful thing,
all the
man.
time.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know your wife and my wife. Oh, they probably be, man.
yeah. I saw that.
Look
I
at
think I
that.
saw the Queen push something out there about that. And if I know my wife, if she didn't respond, it's because she missed
Right.
it.
Well, I
but
know.
she probably saw it, and they probably
I
already
know
exchanged
for a
numbers.
fact. I know for a fact that my wife. I'm scrolling through looking for it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it could have been this one right here. Suffering in silence seems to be a thing lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so,
yeah,
and I know that she put the one out there about my daughter. You know what I mean? And our daughter, the one that I told you about,
mm-hmm.
she is still in that place where she's struggling, and sometimes she gets to that point where she feels as though that she's weak enough where she doesn't want to be here anymore. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's very scary now because she's not here with us, and in the same home. This is something that I tell people all the time. Like, two women can't occupy the same house. You know what I mean? Two grown women, they just can't. And two grown men, two alpha males, no, it just cannot be. It can't be done. You know what I mean?
it's
Because
challenging.
it's challenging. One wants it done their way, the other one wants it done their way, and it's the same thing with women. They run their houses
Yeah.
the way that they want to run their houses. So it's just not possible to do that. That's why it's best to have your own. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But my daughter, like being grown and having her own children and wanting to discipline her children, and us being parents, seeing that, hey, like what you're doing, it's not working, we want to kick in and, like do it for you. And then sometimes she would fight against that, and then that would cause the friction, but
Yep.
now, she moved to PA, and she's at such a distance now that I can't put hands on them. Like I
Yeah.
feel as though that the safety, that the protector that I take pride in being for my family, I can't put that umbrella. She's not under that umbrella. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I'm like, it's tough right now. You know what I mean?
So
So
watch God
go ahead.
work. Watch God work. Watch God work.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, we just came from PA. That's where all of this kind of transpired for
Mm-hmm.
us
Mm-hmm.
last year. And we are there
Yes, sir.
frequently. And I tell you, man, where those children were 15 minutes away from where my brother-in-law and sister-in-law live. And so when we made the
Wow.
call to relay to them,
Wow.
like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
so we there often, bro. All it takes is a connection. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And when
Yes,
we
sir.
out there,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
And
sir.
if my family out there knows them,
Yes, sir.
they are incredible people. You know, within the community as well, not just unto
Mm-hmm.
themselves, but within the community, active in the schools and in the community and all that. And you
Gotcha.
know, check-ins is what we do, man. They are super uplifting people, man. So
Appreciate that,
all it
fam.
takes is the connection, bro.
Appreciate that, fam.
Indeed.
Like my wife is saying, see, like it's scary, very scary. She don't sleep most nights, wondering about her. You know what I mean? And that's true,
Yep.
man. It's like it's a lot of things at night that keeps my wife up. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy right now. It's not
Oh yeah.
easy. Like men, we're built different. You know what I mean? And our skin is is
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit thicker. But I'm telling you right now, and like to let my wife know that as she's listening to my voice,
Yep.
trust me.
Yep.
We feel like y'all.
Very
It's just
scary.
that
That's
we
right.
carry ourselves
That's what we
different.
just carry it
You know what I
differently.
mean?
That's right.
Yeah, we
That's
just
right.
gotta carry it different. That's all. And it's like sometimes it seems like the way that we carry it as men, it seems like we don't care. You know what I mean? Or we can be nonchalant with it, or not loving enough. You know what I mean? Not compassionate enough. No, we there. It's just that like we have to hold a certain measure so
Mm-hmm.
that they can
Mm-hmm.
see like, hey, you got this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, brother. It is
Yeah.
crazy. I
Indeed.
know
Indeed.
every single time I try to get to one of these questions,
Yeah. Yeah.
she got to put the phone down. I'm like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right, let me see, and then I gotta dial this thing up. So let me ask you at least one,
Cool.
and it pertains to being a father.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so as a father, we gonna go down to we stopped at number four. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just give you a heads up, like on some of these. Okay, so like,
Yeah.
question number one was, what was your initial reaction when you found out that you was gonna become a father? So just think about these for a
Ooh.
second. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Ooh.
these are some good questions. You know what I mean? How has becoming a father changed your perspective on life? Was number two. Number three was, what is the most rewarding aspect of being a father? Okay, that was number three. Number four was, how do you balance your role as a father with your other responsibilities? You go out there and cut the grass and then do your podcast afterwards. That's what you do. And then number five is, I'm gonna give you this one. We'll start with this one. What
Cool.
values do you hope to instill in your children? I
Oh
like that
man,
one for you. I like
that's
that
a
one.
great
What
one.
values?
To be open-minded, be prepared, but
Mm-hmm.
be open-minded.
Yes, sir.
Um, because I think, like, and to have, you gotta have that belief. You gotta have faith.
Yes,
Those
sir.
those are values.
Yes, sir.
Family is tough, man. For me is I was surrounded by siblings, my mom, my dad, all of that, but I certainly felt more alone
Mm-hmm.
than those numbers, would imply. Both because of the age difference and because, man, it was a tumultuous time, man, like in the black community, man, between drugs and
Right.
alcohol and,
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
vets not being able to get employment and all that. Like I dealt with a lot of that. And my brother went away to the service, Gulf War, when I was like 7, 8 years old. So I was alone a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but I had always wanted my own family to do it right.
Yes, sir.
And I had to learn, kind of on the fly,
Mm-hmm.
experientially,
Mm-hmm.
how to get there. So because making a family, making children is not difficult, but turning that into family, yeah, you need some values.
That's
And so
that's
what I would
that's
say
that's a
is like,
word right there, bro. That's a
yeah,
word right there.
yeah, yeah, you need some values, man, to turn that into family. And like no matter what, you gotta you gotta have faith. You have to like I said, man, be present. Have that
Mm-hmm.
belief in yourself for sure. Be open minded because
Mm-hmm.
adversity is coming and you can't be closed minded to it. Because if not, if you only see things one way and the way that you've been socialized and to learn and adjust to things, then if that doesn't work for you, you will
Mm-hmm.
feel like you can't win, like you can't
Yep.
overcome. And
Yep.
and so the more open minded you are about things, and you got to have some ceiling for that as well, so that you're not taken advantage of,
Right.
right? You got to be
Right.
aware. You have to be
Right.
aware, but being open minded about more than one way to skin a cat, not just my way, not just mom's way, not just dad's way, but like observe the world and learn from it in as many ways as you can, and then apply,
That's what's up.
liberally to circumstance. So those are the things that I would say try to pass on to your children, and just like be loving, man. Don't be afraid to be loving. You know,
Mm.
yeah, don't, yeah, because
Man, I know the
yeah.
one initial thing that I try to pass on to my kids is, I want them to try to change something in their generation. That's just my thing. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
know, in our generation, like, the only example that I can think of is my 17-year-old. She has no piercings. She's 17. She has no piercings, not even her ears. As like, and like, we caught flack for that, man. We
Yeah.
caught flack for that. You know what I mean? Like, they was like, why didn't
Hmm.
y'all pierce her ears? She would be so cute and blah blah blah. And I was like, you know, like, this
Yeah.
my baby. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, this
Yeah.
my baby. Like,
Yeah.
you
Get a
want to
lot of
poke
that.
holes in your baby, you poke holes in your baby.
Have
Like,
fun.
you know what
Have
I'm
fun.
saying? You do as
Have
you
fun.
want.
Yep.
But like, and it's funny because, like, she caught some flack for it, in school and growing up, but she got strong in it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And
Hmm.
now, you know what I mean, and growing up, like, dude, like, we all, like those of us that are followers of Christ, you know what I mean? Those of us that
Amen.
are of a Christian faith, we know that our bodies are temples, you know what I mean,
Yep.
of Christ, you know what I mean? And in the Word of God, it tells you that you shouldn't defile your temple, you know what I mean, inside and out. So, with that paraphrase like that, she gets to grow up, you know what I mean, where everybody else will be pretty much the same and she'll stand out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Won't have no holes in her ears, won't have no tattoos, you know what I mean? Like,
That's whatever it is.
man,
That's right.
man.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? I'm like, I'm excited for her. Like, I'm like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, that's pretty dope. Like, you gotta, and like, that's oof, man, that's our warrior
It's
baby right
powerful.
there. I,
It's
I don't have no
powerful.
time. You seen them pictures about that baby right there. Like, um, but let's go on to number 6 for a
Indeed.
question. We'll try to get as much of these. We're gonna try to stay here for maybe 16 more minutes. Like
Let's
we'll
do it.
try to stay here for like 16 more minutes, and then we let you get up out of here because you have truly blessed us on this evening, bro. I appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the space to share, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Question number 6 is: what is the biggest challenge you faced? You know what? Nah, we skipping that for you. And I'm glad we can. I'm glad we can laugh. We skipping
I
that.
got you. I got you.
We skipping that, bro. Nah. Let's see. Number 7 says, "How do you handle discipline and setting boundaries with your children?"
Oh man, discipline and
Beat them. It's like
boundaries.
no.
Yeah, man. When you were talking about some of the questions earlier, I started taking some notes, and I was like, "Yeah, man." Like inspecting the Halloween candy, I wrote that down. Home before the street lights, and
Yeah.
then I put an asterisk. I was like, "Yeah, you walking home, you do something foolish, and one adult
You
slap
know
you
what I'm
upside the
saying?
head. That means when you get in the house, you catching at least another two, whoopings."
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
because these
sir.
kids don't, for the most part, that's
Mm-hmm.
unacceptable today.
Mm-hmm.
Parents and systems would say that some of what we endured might have hinged on abusive. Um,
Yeah, for real.
maybe, you know, so, like, yeah, just saying. But still, we move forward.
Yes,
So
sir.
discipline. My wife and I, we have these these conversations, and so like with my older ones, I'll just like shut them out, because they technically are grown, right? In their minds
Right.
they're grown, and in the
Right.
way they move in the world, they are starting to move as young adults, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
at home with mom and all of that still for them, and that's great, but they're working, they're employed, and they're young adults. And as much time, like I'll never forget this when I was younger, feeling like, yeah, time is never going to run out on me. I'm strong. I can do 1,000 push-ups and sit-ups and play ball to the day and night, and then still go to
Right.
work for 20 hours. You
Right.
feel like it's never coming to an end. And then when real responsibilities kind of kick in, like I was always responsible for a lot of different things and for governing myself, as I, shared. But when real bills started kicking in,
Yes, sir.
and the
Yes,
need to
sir.
travel and transport myself places of distance, for with intention because of purpose, like those things change. And so now, you know, we'll point things out, like to my youngest daughter in particular, we'll point things out and we'll lecture her. This kid's vocabulary and ability to converse with adults is out of this world. So
I know.
it's yeah,
I
it's out of this
know.
world. It's out of this world.
Amazing.
Yeah, and my brother-in-law's son was trying to like his two sons were trying to double team him on the couch yesterday, and I threw him the assist yesterday. And I'll tell you what I told him. I said, "Look," he was like, "Oh man, we got it much harder than y'all." I said, "Nah," I said, "I'll shut that down with technology. Your ability to have access to information as quickly as you can and in the enormity, the volume that you can,
Mm-hmm.
far
Yeah.
supersedes the ad hoc way that we had to learn things,
Right.
difficult lessons, etc." And so every here and again, you're gonna touch the fire,
Yes, sir.
right? And the
Yeah.
discipline is the fire, right? And then there's this measure of rigor that I feel like, and my wife and I both know and understand this. You got to get your kids to and through. You get they like chores, daily things, all of those things.
Right.
But I would say, man, we're very fortunate, and of course, like anyone else, we know families and children where those kids are like off the beaten path, regardless of the beacon that they may have. They're gonna go test the extremes and push. Man, we're incredibly blessed. Our daughter's not on that kind of mission. She has her typical 14 year old kind of thing going on right now, but with a little bit, what I would say, more intellect than what I had at 14. She's
Yes.
wicked with it. And so we have to kind of check that. We gotta
Yeah,
we
yeah.
gotta check that.
I
Like
feel
our
you. I feel
conversations
you.
with her, where my mom's was just like, yeah, don't go past this street light or that block or this or that or the other. Our conversations with her was like, yo, you see how much money you spending on lunch every day? Like, how you gonna pay that back? Right? Like, those are our conversations, and that's what we're putting discipline in place about. But we're
Right.
teaching through that as well. So I think we use discipline as a tool, you know what I mean, for learning, and not just to create like the power dynamic, because I
Right.
think that's where things could get really dicey for parents when the power dynamic shows up overall, right? Over
Mm-hmm.
above the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Power
Yep.
dynamic is always at play. We always are going to be the parent, but when that shows up above the lessons that you're trying to instill to get them to
Mm-hmm.
be truly disciplined, then you're going to have challenges, because once they get a little size and either the testosterone or the
Yeah.
estrogen
Yeah.
goes
Yep.
past the
Mm-hmm.
jar and it's overflowing, then they're
Yes,
going to
sir.
challenge, and they ain't going to
Yes,
stop.
sir.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've been
we
there.
don't do the hands thing, but I mean, I'll be look, you know, they don't know
I
what they
feel you, man.
missed. They don't know what they
I feel
missing.
you. I feel you, man. Listen, True Scripture got a powerful thing sitting up here. He said, I handle discipline a lot different than my father did, but I
Indeed,
also understand that he came from a different era. I rather teach at this
there you
point.
go.
I want
Shout
my
out to
children
Kev.
to see me handle solutions or situations without exhibiting uncontrolled rage and anger. That is
Amen.
dope.
Amen. Amen. That
That
shout
is
out to that
so
brother.
dope.
Shout out to that brother. True Scripture. Big. That's the other Kev in the stream right now. That's
Okay,
a
okay. That's
dear,
what's up.
good
Shout out to him. He's
dear
killing
friend
it
out
in
there in
here.
VK. He's the man. Check
That's
that
what's
brother
up,
out, man.
man. Just let him know, like, hey, look, man, let us help us grow this thing, bro. You more than welcome to
Indeed.
come up here and be
He's
like
he's a
Kev
real
too.
deal. He's the real deal. He's the real
You
deal.
know what I'm
He's got
saying?
testimony too, for sure.
That's what's up. He's more than welcome, man. Like, let's touch base and we can break bread just like this. I ain't shy. You know
Indeed.
what I mean? I
Indeed.
talks to everybody.
Indeed.
It is all
Thank
good,
you for
man.
that.
Like I love yeah, that was very powerful. I see these ladies in here, our sisters are in here busting it up. You know what
Yep.
I mean? I'm gonna get into another question. I'm gonna try to pull up another good question and see how it goes. Let's see. Uh, what do you think is the most important lesson you can teach your children?
Whew. Most important,
Mm-hmm.
man. Yeah, I had to write that out.
It's
So
it's it's
let's
it's
get
pretty
that.
broad. Yeah, it's pretty
That's very
broad.
broad. That's
Yeah.
very broad. Um,
let's let's
let me
let's 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 take it. You got sons, right?
daughters,
All daughters. Okay.
all girls.
All right. Um, just for them.
For
You know what I
them,
mean?
I think choices. Learning how to choose. Learning how to choose what is best for you, and how to accept and understand and navigate the circumstance or outcomes that are related to your choices. I think that is super important and critical for those young women.
Now, dude,
um
hold on. Let me interject this. How would you
yeah,
point that to them? How would you direct that to them in seeing men, like towards men, as they
that's
get
no well,
older?
there you go. So that's critically important.
Mm-hmm.
Again, partnership. I think the example that my wife and I provide is a really
Mm-hmm.
good one for them to see and understand and to look at, to understand. Like, yeah, it's not as if we won't have and don't have moments of difficulty, but we don't yell and scream. I think my daughter told my wife, my youngest told my wife, you guys, y'all had an argument once upon a time. I never saw that. Like, And that's important. She sees us disagree. She sees us frump and frown our arms and fold our and then, man, what? Oh, come on, man, I got to go out again. And he did what again? Yes, but they also see us work through, talk through, and this I tell you, as much of a challenge and a loss and a significant, like the vacancy with a daughter being gone from the earth, as much as it is all of those things, it is a lesson and the true testament. Like my wife and I both have said this to each other, like, yeah, the world may have counted us out, but we came out stronger. We have come out the other side of it more committed to each other, stronger, like our partnership, our relationship, on so many levels. And there's many things that wouldn't say that on paper, but what we know and understand of each other and where we're headed is undeniably stronger. And so again, with those kids and that message and choice, you got to get to know people. You got to first get to know and understand who you are, and understand some of the patterns around the way that you choose things.
Yes, sir.
Right. And where there's improvement that can and needs to be made, do it. Don't run, confront it. Right. So whether it's through therapy or some other, skill building technique or tactic or exposure, go do the work, church, whichever medium it is for you. Do the work, man, and be transparent with yourself about who you are and how you choose and how you react and are prone to respond to things, and then apply that logic. Once you have some and set some standards for yourself, apply that logic to how you choose the people, not just men, but the people that are going to be in your circumference. Because what happens is, as a professional, like, your habits are who you are as a professional, as a husband, as a wife, as a daughter, as a son, as a colleague, as all of that. And so that piece is important. You're not just choosing a job, you're choosing a place to spend hours, providing something in exchange for money, right? You're not just choosing to get married, you're choosing a life partner, someone to build a legacy with. Like, do you know what you want your legacy to be? Are you able to say, well, when I choose the person that I'm going to be with and build this legacy with, that they're going to apply equal parts or the parts that I need to help fulfill what I want my legacy to be, right? Like, know and understand all of that. Ask those very critical questions. So the sooner that you can start schooling your kids on how to think critically about that, then, like, yeah, man. And it makes for, look, once upon a time, man, I wanted to open a school for all boys, having all daughters, because I'm like, these kids got to learn how to treat my daughters. Like, somebody got to teach them. I'm down for it. I'm here for it. Let's do it. But the reality is, like, yeah, as many men in this world like me and that have dealt with and gone through even more than I've gone through, that are here for each other and here for community. Like, yeah, there's some that slip through the cracks day in and day out. And you just want, as best as possible, for your folks to know and understand how to discern, have discernment and choose, so in all relationships, not just with men, but in all relationships.
Yes, sir. I hear you, yo, and wifey's on fire in here, bro.
She always on fire, bro.
A father can be
She a
a
July
daughter's
Leo.
first love when she sees her
Amen.
father truly love her, mom/mother figure.
Yep.
She will set appropriate standards for herself in
Amen.
relationships.
Amen.
Amen. Look at this,
Amen.
man. They look. My mod is trying to give you a job.
Oh.
My mod trying to
Oh.
give you a job. Good way. Yeah, Pringles, that's right.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm
Like, you
down
want to
for
rock
it.
out right alongside me? Let's go.
I'm down
That's
for it.
what's
I'm
up,
down for
man.
it. Let's roll.
Look, bro, you've been very powerful in here, man. Like, you've been very powerful in here, and you know what? It's like I can't even say the fact that I didn't miss any conversations with you, Kev. I
Indeed.
didn't. We appropriately kept in contact for a reason. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And we was placed. I tell young men all the time that there are names written on your shoulders, the shoulders of your life. You know what I mean? Like, just and this is how I break it down to them. Like, you 50, right?
Yeah, 51 now.
You
I ain't
51
gonna
now?
cheat. I ain't gonna cheat. I ain't gonna cheat.
So now watch this. This is how I break it down to him. I'm like, I'm 51. I'm sorry, I'm 52, you 51. So that means I was born in 71, you was born in 72.
Hey, yeah.
When I was born, you were born the next year to be put in my life.
Mm,
You see that?
amen. And vice
That's how
versa.
God
For
works.
sure.
You see what
That's
I'm
it.
saying?
That's it.
And
Amen.
and and when you were born in 72, God purposely designed my birth for me to meet you. It's mind blowing when you look at it like that, bro. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
reason why I said that I didn't miss any conversations with you because like I don't feel any space between us.
No
You know what I
question.
mean? Like
No
it's
question.
like you know what I mean? Like it's man, you've been a blessing to me, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
I know
Same,
me,
brother.
I would keep talking. I would. I would
Yeah.
keep
Same.
talking.
Same here. Same
You know
here.
what I
Same
mean?
here. Yeah.
If you like, we can get together and we can get you on here again. You know what I mean? And we can break bread again. Look this,
Yeah. Amen.
and
That's
just
what's up.
you know what I mean? Then true bond like that. You know what I'm saying? So like,
100.
even the wifey man, like she's in here killing it. Like I
Yeah, man.
appreciate that both of them. Like like I know I get excited when my wife is in the stream. You know what I mean? And I know
Yep.
you gotta be like feeling the same way, bro.
Yep.
If you like any closing statements that you want to say to any brothers out there that will like review this, because like it comes through on a lot of different platforms, so it can be
Yep.
viewed. That's why I like doing it live. It can
Yep.
be played back on
Play back.
Facebook. It plays because all you got to do is go over there and click. It's over there on Twitter, which is now
Yep.
X, and all they got to do is
X.
just click on my name, and they can see. I don't know why he called it X. I don't know why, but then
Yeah.
they can go on kick.com. Of
Mm.
course, it's on Twitch, and I also have it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So they can go to any of them platforms. I'm gonna go back over this one, and I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna find something to cut that you said, and I'm gonna post it because
Indeed.
you dropped a
Indeed.
lot of gems in here today, bruh. For
I
real,
appreciate
seriously.
you, man.
So, like in closing, so we can get you back out of here, so that you can enjoy your wife, and please give her a hug for me,
Of
and tell
course.
her I said thank you. Thank you both.
Amen.
Y'all welcome anytime. Like I always said, if you need me for anything, bro, just hit me up.
Indeed. Indeed.
It's no problem. You know what I'm saying?
Same here, man.
Um,
Same here.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So like if you got a message that you would tell any brother, you know what I mean, dealing with listen, we got a lot going on
Yeah.
out here in these streets, man.
Yeah,
Like
man.
what would you tell them? What would you tell them? You leave them with something.
Okay. What I would tell brothers, fathers, like to theme it, right? To keep it on pace,
Yes, sir.
is to study. Study yourself. Study yourself, man, as a parent. Evaluate that constantly. Not second guess, but study yourself. And not just through your own eyes and experiences, but through your children's eyes and experiences and
Yes, sir.
values in the moments in which they exist. Because from the ages 14 to 17, that's going to be one station for them. From 17 to 21, 22, that's going to be a different station from them.
Yes,
And
sir.
you will, without even realizing it, evolve as a father, you know, and as a parent, because the same
Mm-hmm.
holds true for the ladies,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like our job is not to make things easier for our children, and it's hard to resist that, especially if you come through a lot of tough times. It's hard to resist that, but your job is to expose them, one to how to discern, and choose, and I would just take it back to that, because then they'll be able to fend for themselves when ultimately the timely process of evolution just takes its course, because that we know, mortality is real, man. Life on
Yes,
this
sir.
earth, this existence is temporary, man. The body
Yes,
is
sir.
here, but the soul is moving on, and
Yes,
it,
sir.
it is it, it is what it is. And so I think the more that we can do, man, to help uplift each other and to kind of keep putting into our children the same things, So that they are treating each other with respect, and they force us to treat each other with respect. That's where it's at. That's our way up, you know, because there's no way out of this thing. But that's our
No.
way up, you know.
Yep. You know what I mean? I completely agree with everything you said, bro. I'm like even to the point like when you just reminded me like I know as getting older,
Hmm.
I'm actually concerned more about my soul. Like
Oh
seriously,
yeah.
dude. I'm
Oh
telling you, like
yeah.
I got questions. I know who he is for myself. You know what I mean? And it's not questions on who he is or what he has done or what he can do and what like ways he has provided. But I'm like,
Amen.
I'm more conscious, man, of my soul and
Hmm.
how it is and how it's perceived and like you said, working on myself, man. I've been working on myself a lot, bro.
Long time,
A
man. That's
lot.
right.
You know what I mean?
That's
And
right.
and it's like, you've been working like it's not even you can't even say that you've been working on yourself, your whole life, but it just comes to a point or a time where it's like that and you just start working on yourself like it's crazy. And it took me a
Yeah.
while, man. It took me a while to get to that place. And I like it. I do.
Yep.
I do. I
Yep.
like the self evaluation that I do of myself. I'm not so critical on myself no more. You know what I mean? I can say that, but I do
That's right.
I do hold myself accountable to a certain weight. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And it's like if I'm not there, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, you ain't,
Let's go.
you ain't right. Let's go.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
because I'm
go.
big. My wife loves she used to hate this about me. She was like, yeah, you constantly she's like, "Yeah, I got a question I need to answer right now," and I'm like, me, I have to contemplate. I have to think things through because I'm constantly evaluating my actions, reactions, and trying to make sure that I'm in check when I move. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like
Mm-hmm.
that piece is to
Yeah.
me is important, and now I'm more joyful about that now than ever. You know,
It's
because ultimately, yeah, that work on yourself, it pays dividends in so many more
yes.
ways than
Yeah.
what we used to run from, right? Than
Yeah.
what we used to run from, because we couldn't see
Yeah.
those
And
dividends.
there's a conversation you and I gonna have off camera.
Yeah,
Gonna
yeah,
have
for
to
sure,
talk.
for sure, for sure, brother.
Man, we gonna have to talk, bro. But I am going to
Amen.
let you go. I'm gonna cue this music,
That's what's up.
and um, I ain't never had a better time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never
Oh
had a better
man, I
time.
appreciate that, man.
Like that's what's
Appreciate you,
up,
brother.
man.
Appreciate
You are
you
more than
and
welcome
all
to
the
come back up on
alcoholics.
here,
Anytime, man.
and you know what
Anytime,
I
brother.
mean, like, and we can just break bread, bro. Break bread.
My
I
brother D
appreciate you, man.
Carrero
And
popped
watch
in.
this.
Indeed.
I love doing this because I want people to know that just because you know what I mean, like you meet somebody online, sometimes you meet some real genuine people. And
Yep.
when I say goodbye to this brother, I can tell this brother I love you, man. You know what I
Indeed,
mean?
man.
And
Love you
I
too,
can
bro.
I can mean that. You know what I mean? I've never
Indeed.
seen him in real life. You know what I'm saying? But if I was to see him in real life, that is one of the biggest hugs. I'm telling you,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
like
Uh,
no doubt,
indeed.
man. I appreciate you,
Indeed.
bro. I'm gonna drop you backstage, and you can go ahead and go. I'm gonna let
100%.
these people go, and go be with the fam, man. I appreciate you.
Indeed. Appreciate you, man.
Yes,
Love to the chat and to all your folks that tuned in, man. Appreciate you.
yes, sir. I holla at you, bro.
All right now. Peace, brother.
Man, man, I'm about to go upstairs and be like super happy. For real. I'm about to go upstairs and be like super happy. I'm not even gonna stay in here long. I'm gonna thank y'all for hanging out with me. Y'all been so dope. Thanks to the people that came in. Um, I can't pronounce that name, Cario. I do believe it is D Cario. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for coming into the podcast. Appreciate you, fam. Sorry that you had to come back in on the back end. We getting up out of here. We did stretch it a little bit. King Royal, yeah, it was deep, bro. It was deep, but it was good. You know what I mean? Like it was good, man. I'm like, I am so filled right now, man. For real. Like seriously, like, man, like I didn't expect it to go like that, like to go so smooth and for it to be so organic like that. Shout out to my mods for being in here tonight, for being so positive and keeping everything moving and everything so smooth. Shout out to Dawn Pennock, the wifey of Kev, DJ Level Kev, and God bless you guys and your family. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, because I know for a while I've been wanting him to get to share his story. We got another holiday coming, y'all, and we're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna try to keep this thing going. You know what I mean? And just remember, like, if you can make it back, bring some brothers with you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get up out of here. Shout out to everybody. Hope y'all had some good food on Thursday. I'm going upstairs to get some more, because it tastes better the day after and the day after that. So I'm going up there. You know what I mean? Pringles, I know. And you've been doing such a good job with promotions and stuff like that. I appreciate you. Thank you. Like, when I put them flyers out there, you push the flyers out there and you get them Jones out there. I really appreciate that, and how you get them into them DMs and stuff like that. I appreciate that. I know one day I saw a whole bunch of DMs pop up. I was like, oh snap, like, man, she putting in work. I was like, that's what's up. So I appreciate that. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I want y'all to enjoy your night. Thanks for pulling up once again. Shout out to my queen. Appreciate you. I don't even know if she's back home. She's been out on the road, but I can't end it no better other way than to say God bless and have a good night. I'll talk to y'all next time, right here on Brothers Unguarded, the podcast. Appreciate y'all.